Don't forget to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you know when videos drop. Thanks for watching.
Well, here I am on the Peacock farm. Corn on the left of me and soybeans on the right of me. Here I am stuck in the middle of all this Iowa farmland, which doesn't allow for people like us who all are alternative farmers. Yeah, we have a chemical-free garden and a property, and I'm walking down the road here, and here's our property, and we don't use any farm pesticides or any kind of chemicals on our property for the last 33 years. We just really love living on this acreage. But just recently, this farm field, just yesterday, was the host of our wonderful neighbor, who's a farmer, who decided to spray when the winds are in our direction. Now, we have fruit orchard all over the place here as I walk down our lane to our farm. And they just drift from this wonderful field over here onto our property. And then you see little things like the leaves are dying. That's what farm pesticides do. Let me show you what happens. Here's some nice greenery right here, an apple tree, and here's what they do to it. Oh, but if you don't grow corn and soybeans, then forget it. I'm here in the rest of my orchard on the north side of my property, and look what happened here. Look at the wonderful killing fields. Of course, we got trees all over the property because we thought if we would put trees in one spot, it would be better than the other spot. Now, I'm reminded of the wonderful planes that flew right above us here and over our property and killed all our bees. It killed all our fruit trees. Our garden was completely destroyed. Nothing left. We have a thing in Iowa called the Department of Agriculture Pesticide Bureau, and these wonderful people come out and do testing. And guess what? They found that there were chemicals all over this property, on our orchard over here, right over the side here, and in our potato patch they killed completely. And you know, I'm kind of wondering, we're trying to feed ourselves while they're trying to feed the world. I guess one is not as important as the many. But Thoreau had a great saying: if you're one person, your idea is just as important as the whole. We were out here the other day and checking everything out. The farmer who sprays this field over here, and they use a commercial sprayer, he was actually spraying by hand this field where the farmer applicators did not come. You see, we thought that this was the year that the farmer applicators weren't going to spray and hurt our garden. We would have the first year since 1992, but that didn't happen. This wonderful neighbor here got his little four-wheeler out and was spraying within 10 feet of or less of our garden, right across this fence right over here in his cornfield. And boy, that was a real pain because we have no idea if that's drifting over to our garden. We're on the north side of the garden now. We've taken a nice long walk for the last 4 minutes, and we are in the midst of planes in the air flying and dropping off herbicides, fungicides, insecticides, and fungicides, and they cause problems. Right here is my back of one of my pens, and the problem is sometimes the baby peacocks that we hatch out of our incubator don't survive. Now, I'm getting right close to the wonderful potato patch here, and at this moment, it's okay. We don't know if it's going to be hurt by yesterday's spray. We have a beautiful breeze on this hot, humid day, and I'm surprised they're not over here spraying because they always spray when the winds are in our direction. Here's our beautiful potato patch. And right over here is Whitey being friendly with one of our cameo peacocks. Oh, Whitey got scared because I have a different color shirt on today. So he ran right into the barn. You can see him running into the barn. Now, this is the garden that you've seen before. We plant heirloom type of things. So we want to feed ourselves. You see, what happens is the farmers are feeding the world while they're using all these things called GMO crops. Now, this particular corn that's growing, at the moment, it seems to be okay. Now, the problem's gonna happen is as this corn gets bigger, there's a possibility that this corn is going to get GMO'd out. What happens is the corn does not produce any sweet corn for us because of a terminating gene in the corn surrounding us. So that's gonna be a major problem. And as you can see, we've got our green beans, we've got everything ready to go here. But now, in about 2 weeks, we're going to have this thing called the flyby sprayers. They come from out of state. They're not in Iowa. And they spray. They make $1 million per plane. And they spray, cause damages, and go home. And that's what happened here 2 years ago when everything was surrounding us by corn. Last year it was soybeans, and that destroyed our garden because the chemicals they sprayed last year killed everything. Now we're gonna have fungicide that's gonna kill our apple trees, which they did 2 years ago. So we're in a big problem here. Oh, the other thing I forgot to say is we had this thing called reactivation of farm pesticides with rain. And this morning we could not breathe. I had to wear my biohazard suit when I came out to do the chores. And that's a problem. The swimming pool behind me here has to be changed very regularly. And because we never know when they're gonna spray. Now, would they be nice and tell us they're spraying? Never. They just come and do it. And by the way, the poor bees have been killed every year now since we've had a beehive, and every year we go back and put new bees in there. But unfortunately, with these self-pollinating corn and soybeans, bees are no longer important, from what I hear. To us, they are, because we have a beautiful peach trees in our orchard and all around our property, and they need to have pollinators in order for us to make things happen. Well, this has been a long-winded thing, and this is life living on the Peacock farm. And you know what? We would love to have life without farm pesticides hurting our property, because as the farmers want to feed the world, we want to feed ourselves.
Order the Wacky World of Peafowl books at peafowl.com.